Define proactive and reactive. Proactive monitoring, audits, inspections, surveys. Reactive monitoring, accidents, dangerous occurrences, near misses, ill health. What are the information that might be stored in the company management system? Health and safety audits, inspections, etc. Training records. Accident, ill health, incident records. Details of equipment testing. In-house testing of portable electrical appliances, etc. External expertise required for the testing of lifts, steam boilers. Register of external expertise. Whom should the policy be signed? A senior director or the chief executive officer, indicating the organization's commitment at the highest level. What does a safety organization chart show? A. The hierarchy of roles and responsibilities for health and safety, and the lines of accountability between them. What responsibilities do all workers have relating to health and safety? To act responsibly and safely at all times, and to do everything they can to prevent injury to themselves and to fellow workers. What are the three main forms of communicating? Written procedures. Provision of instructions. Provision of appropriate training. What are active monitoring systems? Active monitoring systems are those which seek to identify deficiencies in current arrangements before any resulting accident. They include testing, inspections, and consultation procedures, as well as management controls to ensure compliance. What specific circumstances should a policy review be held? Changes in the structure of the organization, and/or changes in key personnel. A change in buildings, workplace or worksite. When work arrangements change, or new processes are introduced. When indicated by a safety audit or a risk assessment. Following government enforcement action or as the result of the findings from accident. Investigations. Following a change in legislation. If consultation with workers or their representatives highlights deficiencies. If requested by a third party. What type of information that an employer might require from a prospective contractor. References. Details of work recently undertaken. Membership of trade or professional bodies. Copies of their safety policy and, perhaps, relevant working procedures. Accident statistics and reports. Full procedural details of how the proposed work will be undertaken, including arrangements for subcontractors. Profiles of the key members of the potential contractor's staff. Information on the training and experience of those who will be undertaking the contract work. Feedback from the contractor regarding the information that they might need from you, the employer. Describe 3 particular hazards associated with contract work. Contractors' personnel may not be familiar with the processes and procedures. Contract work will almost always involve activities and relationships outside the normal activities of the organization. Demolition, repair, commissioning new equipment, and so on. The contractor's personnel may change from day to day, particularly if subcontractors are used. Describe some common forms of written health and safety communication. Company safety policy. Accident reporting. Permit to work. Written systems of work. Interdepartmental memos. Minutes of meetings. Describe some sources of information available to the health and safety. HSE publications. Commercial windows into sources such as research reports, HSE publications, legislation. Equipment suppliers. Internal accident data and reports. Accident reports from other companies, particularly in the case of higher risk environments. Commercial auditing, inspection and record-keeping packages. Information on chemicals, hazard data sheets etc. Exhibitions. Journals. What legal rights do safety representatives have? Represent employees in consultations with the employer. Investigate complaints, potential hazards and accidents and make appropriate representations to the employer. Carry out their own inspections of the workplace. Consult with, and receive information from, inspectors. Attend relevant safety meetings. What is the general duties of employers to workers? Provision, maintenance of safe plant, equipment and a safe system of working. Provision of adequate instruction, training, supervision and information necessary to ensure the health and safety at work of workers. Provision and maintenance of a safe workplace, including a safe way of getting to and from that place of work. To take reasonable care for their own health and safety and that of other persons who may be affected by their acts or omissions at work. To cooperate with the employer so far as is necessary to enable the employer to fulfill his legal obligations. What are the responsibilities of employers to workers? Conducting their undertakings in such a way as to ensure that people not in their employment who may be affected by their activities are not exposed to risks to their health and safety. Giving people who are not their workers sufficient information regarding the undertaking as might affect their health and safety, for example, details of potential hazards. What are the various methods which may be used to convey the health and safety message in the workplace? Securing commitment of management. Promoting health and safety standards by leadership and example. Use of competent personnel with relevant knowledge, skills and work experience. Effective communication within the organization. Safety committees, notice boards. Training. Control. Cooperation. Communication. Competence. What are the various forms of communication in the workplace? Email and other electronic forms of communication. Formal verbal communication in meetings, effective use of minutes. Casual verbal communication, discreet and potentially very valuable, but unlikely to be recorded. What is meant by the following human factors? Attitude. Motivation. Perception. What is the attitude? Attitude is the implementation of systems of work, wearing of recording the results of activities undertaken, which is influence an individual's perception. Sensory defects, deafness, color blindness. Background factors such as experience and peer group pressure. Environmental factors, noise, heat, drugs. What is the motivation? Motivation is the factors which direct or drive the way in which a person acts. Encouragement. Incentives. Involvement. Demonstration of commitment from management. Disciplinary action. Remember the implications of such negative motivation when considering the prevention of human error. Commitment from top management, the safety policy. Examples of absence of commitment of management. What happens when hazards are reported? You can link this to the previous item. System for monitoring safety, identifying, investigating and correct. Matching the job to the individual by the application of ergonomic principles. Design and layout of the workplace taking into account the characteristics of the task. Repetitive, physically demanding etc. Task analysis of the activities required of the worker, for incorporation into a wider job. Safety analysis. Personalities, habits, attitudes to work, skills. What is the difference between active and reactive indicators of a health and safety culture? Active indicators show how successfully health and safety plans are being implemented, mainly through the extent of compliance with systems and procedures. Reactive indicators show the outcomes of breaches of health and safety systems and procedures, mainly through accidents, etc. Why are low accident rates not a good indicator of a positive safety culture? A low incidence of accidents may conceal a high number of near misses, or even a lack of reporting. In low-risk organizations, a very low rate of accidents would be expected, and any accidents may be a cause for concern. It is not the accident rate itself which indicates the state of health and safety in the workplace.
Please give comment and suggestions.
Thank you.
Subscribe our YouTube channel and hit the bell icon for more updates. Thank for visit our channel. See you next class.
Thank you.